Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, May 23, 2023. It's a weekly SIG Node meeting. Welcome, everybody. Today, we have few items on agenda, and the first two from Lucy, but I don't see Lucy in the list of participants. If you're here, please say something. Okay, so those topics are about probes changes. Like in probes, we have some logic that will send events on failed probes. This logic is not ideal for many cases, and we can do much better. And Lucy sent a few PRs. If you have any release review cycles, please review, and LGTM. And if you're an approver, please approve it. You can read more about what changes are there. Okay, now Francesca.
It's me already. Okay, cool. So basically, very quickly, just a request for we require approvers for those three. The one is really trivial PR, and the second is
this is not a PR, by the way. This is in
sorry. Yes, my fault. Yeah, exactly. This is the the planned work for 128. So this we want to make forward. Piotr from NVIDIA volunteered to move this forward. The second one, 3545, and the signed themselves on the 128 document. And the other one is what I would like to do in 28, which is again to avoid permabetas. So this is the feature we added a while ago. So looks stable enough now. So I wanted to GA and just a call for approvers. I got reviewers. We got reviewers for bot. Call for approvers. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. For announcement, we need Don or Derek. So I'll follow up with them for final approval.
Thank you.
Yep.
So for this do you plan to send so you want this in milestone, but you also will want to send a PR that changes the cap YAML, right?
Yes, I need to do that. That's true. Yes.
Okay, so for now you just want them in milestone.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that.
We both want to work, me for the first one and Piotr for the second one. We both want to work in 28 cycle. That's true.
Is Kevin still a primary contact?
I need to sync with him. Piotr is from NVIDIA, so well, I just ask them. Yes.
Okay. So let's make sure that we have metadata up to date. Anyway.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Swati, APIs.
Hi. Yeah, so we discussed this item earlier this year about node resource topology API. At that time, we were posing this API as part of staging repo. So after API review process, Jordan recommended that it makes sense to have this under Kubernetes SIG as opposed to staging. And because this is a CRD-based API, it makes sense to have the ability to be more flexible and not be impacted by Kubernetes slow release cadence. So he recommended to propose this and have this under Kubernetes SIG. So this is me kind of trying to see what everyone thinks about this, if it makes sense, or if there are any objections or concerns.
Can you give a little bit more context on this, what API is doing?
Sure, yeah. So this, back in time, we were working on topology-aware scheduling. And what this API does is it's a per node based API. It's a CRD based API, and it allows us to expose granular information about resources on a node. So the primary use case for this was that we wanted to expose available resources, capacity of resources on a per NUMA node basis, and that could be used by a scheduler plugin to make NUMA-aware placement decision. As we've progressed with this API and we've had discussions in the community, we've realized that NUMA-aware scheduling or topology-aware scheduling is not the only use case, and there are other components that could be using this API as well. We had discussion with Intel, primarily Sasha, and he discussed about using this for DRA controllers, for example, as opposed to Scarilla plugins. So I think in general this could be a nice API that as a community we could collaborate on, and that's why we have this API under a very specific GitHub organization where mostly Red Hat has been contributing to it. So this is us trying to bring it under Kubernetes umbrella.
So I see Alexander making thumbs up.
Yeah, so just to confirm from my side is what it's really nice API and it has multi-purposes. It was unfortunately not landed in staging, but Kubernetes 6 is a good place to get it, and it's better to have it in the official place rather than how it's currently in separate organization.
Cool. Thanks, Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha, I remember you mentioned that modern hardware will have some different NUMA node, like NUMA nodes that are close to each other. Is it all part of this API?
It's not directly part of this API, but the structures, what is part of this API, allows us to represent all what we need. So we design it with like thinking of a future.
Perfect. Does anybody have any more comments on that? Okay.
Okay, so if people can take a look, maybe put in their comments, thoughts. If everyone's okay with it, I think we can probably proceed towards getting the repo created. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Sorry, I don't know the name. Astoikos?
Yeah, it's me. Sorry. Just wanted to give a quick intro. My name is Andrew Stoikis. I'm mostly active in SIG Network, so I've actually never been here before. But more recently, I've been, along with a group of other folks, looking at, how eBPF applies to Kubernetes in an upstream sense. And coming out of that is a project started in Red Hat Emerging Tech and has moved into its own organization recently, kind of regarding the orchestration and management of eBPF as a technology in Kubernetes. This project's called BPFD. And I just wanted to come and kind of introduce myself, introduce the project, and kind of ask if you all would be interested in hearing a short demo of it. I didn't want to just barge in here and do a demo, and I also saw that there was a bunch on the agenda, so it went way faster than I thought it would. But essentially, our plan has been, we're kind of presenting it to a few SIGs because many of you might be familiar with eBPF as a technology. It kind of spans the whole ecosystem, right? It's applicable to SIG Node, SIG Security, and SIG Network. We've already presented to SIG's network, and we're just continuing kind of going through the presentation cycle. So if there's no one who disagrees, I'd like to come back next week and give kind of a 15 to 20 minute presentation and demo on this project.
Yep. So sounds great, Andrew. Yeah, we look forward to it. And I think one thing that may be useful, Andrew, is highlighting possible use cases for SIG Node. That okay, these are the use cases where we can add integration points. But I'm getting ahead.
No, that's really good feedback, and that's what we tried to do with SIGNet, right? Like this is kind of a thing where Tim Hawkins said, like, we in cases before we haven't, and Kubernetes kind of laid out how we think technology should be used in our ecosystem, but he at least felt like for eBPF we should, right? Like today deploying, basically the short of it, deploying eBPF in Kubernetes is kind of not simple. It's full of pain points, and with the proliferation of the technology, it's led to a lot of conflicts and troubles. So I'll try to skew our presentation directly for SIG Node, and I'll give that next Tuesday if everyone's cool with it. So definitely. But in the meantime, feel free to ping us with questions. We have 2 Slack channels we're really active in, eBPF or BPFD and Kubernetes Slack. So if you're looking before the presentation, have questions, please reach out. We're happy to help with questions all the way from what is eBPF as a technology to why should we care about it in Kubernetes. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we get to the end of the agenda. It was surprisingly fast today. So maybe we'll get some time back for reviews. I really hope we can get more people reviewing and approving. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sergey.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.